Salute, squad. Welcome back to another episode of Fly High Productions with Mr. Follower. All right, so check this out. We got what is his name? Trontavious Davis. Wait a minute. Trontavious Stevens of the YSL. Salute, squad. Welcome back to another episode of Fly High Productions with Mr. Follower. So check this out. We got old Trontavious Stevens in the hot seat today in the YSL trial, Young Thug RICO trial. Now this case here is taking an interesting turn here today, right? Now, as I said before, old Trontavious was playing a dangerous game. You know, he was trying to teeter-totter the situation. And them folks not about to play that game with him. So today, you might as well say that old Tick is on the stand today. He in trial today because they looking to revoke his plea at this point. So we're gonna step up in this courtroom and see what's going on today, and we're gonna follow this whole trial today because we want to catch a wise lie.
Come back in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Further objection, Mr. Sharp. I'm going to take care. State's going to take care of that. The law and crime insignia and the 8th YSL member, the header, stripped out.
Thank you, Your Honor. So from 0 to 158 approximately, which is what the state plans on playing. From 0 to 158, Your Honor, and let me be clear, this is completely appropriate for a plea. We're just stating that it's not appropriate to play during a trial. So I'm not suggesting that Your Honor did anything wrong in the plea, but Your Honor goes over some background information, and Your Honor states how it's going to happen, and states that the state is going to present what they believe to be a factual basis. And if you find a factual basis, I'm paraphrasing, if you find a factual basis, then you'll make that determination. 17-857 reads, "It is error for any judge during any phase of any criminal case to express or intimate to the jury the judge's opinion as to whether a fact at issue has or has not been proved or as to the guilt of the accused." And
didn't we cover that already? Didn't I cover that would not be appropriate for this particular pleading or for this particular?
Well, that's on what the state's planning on playing.
And I thought they were going to start at 158. It's not 0 to 158.
No, they said they were going to start at 0.
We can start at 158 and we can edit all of that out. We can take all of the part out that Mr. Sharda objects to.
All right, so they're going to start at 158. Just make sure that the preamble colloquy is gone, because that for the purposes of a plea, okay. For a jury, it would be in violation of that particular code section.
So, and Your Honor, I appreciate that. My next objection is, beyond the blanket objection, is at 610 approximately, they start reviewing the acknowledgments. From 158 to 610, they talk about his age and his education and things leading up to the plea. At 610, they start with the acknowledgments. And specifically, again, we're going to, our belief is that is improper bolstering. And
so what specifically?
Well, the acknowledgments that have already been discussed ad nauseum, in testimony and also the acknowledgments that are on paper with his initials next to it.
What acknowledgement are you talking about? You talking about the plea agreement?
Not the agreement, but the factual acknowledgments within the plea agreement that YSL members sell drugs at 151 Cleveland Avenue, for instance, where YSL members sell drugs at 221 Cleveland Avenue.
Okay, it's his factual predicate that he's agreeing to. So
Right.
what's your specific objection?
Well, he's never said that's not true. He said that was true. Like, for instance, when I cross-examined him, I just said, he said it was true. I said it was true, and he agreed. And we just said it wasn't exclusively YSL. It was other people sell drugs there. So,
okay, but that's a jury issue, them to wait it out. But if the state wants to challenge or impeach him as to what he has said or he doesn't remember, then that's because he's saying as part of his plea agreement, these facts he agrees to as, but you may disagree with them, but that's for the jury to decide whose version do they want to. Well, let me rephrase. You don't have to present anything. It's the state's version, basically. So if they decide that they wish to believe that, or later if you decide you want to present evidence, which you're not required to do, they'll wait and sift that out. But primarily they have to. It's the state's burden to prove that.
I agree with everything you said, Your Honor, except I do respectfully disagree. I don't think that there's been any disagreement or any repudiation of that acknowledgement. He said it was true, and we just said it's not exclusively YSL, but he never said that acknlement is not true.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna overrule that part.
Okay.
So I'll leave the acknowledgements in. Okay.
Okay.
So
and then at 15:30, just before 15:38, I think 15:30 approximately, we're going through. He's going through his Boykin rights and his rights that he's waiving, and then there's an understanding that the plea is in effect throughout this trial. The conditions of the plea are in effect throughout this trial, and any subsequent appeal for these gentlemen. And
okay, if appropriate. So that would need to be redacted.
Right.
So the specific reference to the appeal.
right.
Okay. Do you have any issue with that?
No.
All right. So around 15:30, we'll exempt out the issue in returns to the appeal.
And so then the state agreed with us to take out the factual basis.
So what
And that's from 1538 to, I believe, 2256, more or less. They said they're going to not play any of the factual basis.
That's correct.
Okay.
At 2311 is the statement made by Your Honor that Mr. Steele had talked about, my prosecutor statement at 2311. We feel that should be taken out.
Okay. Any objections, State?
Your Honor, I just say that the court does not make that statement as if we are the.
I understand we're separate branch of government, so, but just for the purposes of trial, different than plea. So I'd ask that you omit that at 2311.
Okay.
Okay. What else?
And then at 2639 to 2710, the state agreed that they were not going to play 2639 to 2710.
2630 to 2710.
2639 to 2710.
What's there?
And you were warning him about the dangers of being out late at night, and there's a lot going on in the city at this day and age and things of that nature. So you were given
curfew.
Yes, it's curfew.
Yes. And then at 2720 specifically, there's another reference to an appeal.
All right.
Actually, 2720 does not talk about either of the other defendants' appeals. It talks about his rights. So I would ask that not be taken out.
Yeah, if it's his right to appeal, then it needs to stay in.
All right. I don't have the quote in front of me. So if it talks about any of these gentlemen's right to appeal, we would ask that it be taken out.
All right, what else?
And I believe that's all I have.
Okay, let me kind of just summarize this point in time. So, State and Ms. Love and Mr. Sharp, he specifically objected to a law and crime insignia. You're going to remove that. The YSL 8th member takes plea. The headers, you'll get rid of that. The reference time hacks that you all are going to edit out. And my expectation is that you all will do this together, Mr. Sharp, Ms. Love, so that there are no hiccups, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. What I can do is send to Mr. Sharp as it is edited out the version that we've come up with, and he will, I expect, send back to me his concerns.
Okay, if any.
Right.
All right, so 158 we're going to omit. And what's it 158? Oh, we're going to omit 0 to 150.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
First of all, he wanted me to apologize that his discussions and
The what? I'm sorry, ma'am.
that we took so long.
Not to worry. Don't worry about that. All right.
And on the staff judge, he has no objection to the state's request to redact those 2 seconds.
So you mean
The state request to redact those 3 seconds when we had.
the off the record conversation?
Oh, I completely misunderstood. So you don't mind it.
So you're okay with it being?
Yes, okay.
You're okay with that?
Yes.
Off the record conversation to be played, and your client's okay with that?
Yes, sure.
All right. Do you mind if I ask him for purpose of the record, please? Okay. Can we have him come in?
I'll go to the
All right. Thank you.
Inside the wire.
Mr. Stevens, you and Ms. Gladden can come on up here, please. Mr. Stevens, you can have a seat in the wooden chair again. Ms. Gladden, you're welcome to stand next to Mr. Stevens.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Stevens,
Now, Mr. Stevens, let me just you sit down, please. Have a seat.
he's gonna be questioning him today.
We have had a conversation, that is the parties in here, the state and your council, as to your plea that was given some time ago. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Part of that plea contains what appears to be kind of an off-the-record conversation between you and Miss Gladden. Okay, did she talk with you about that?
Yes.
Okay. Is it your desire to invoke your attorney-client privilege, because that would be a private conversation, or do you wish to go ahead and if you invoke your attorney-client privilege, we just won't play that particular part of the the video, okay? If you say, I'm okay with it, then we'll play it. And I just need to find out whether or not your attorney has talked with you about that, because it's your privilege to hold or to waive. So, tell me what you want to do.
Sure. So you want to come in or not?
You don't mind?
No.
Okay. Did Ms. Gladden talk with you about that and explain to your satisfaction what it means to have that particular statement come in or come out?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me again what you want me to do with the statement, or you wish for me to do with the statement? I don't object. You don't object to it coming in?
No.
Okay, so you waive the privilege just as to that particular statement that you made, that you and Ms. Gladden were having a conversation as to?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mr. Stevens, can I get you to step out just 1 second, so I can kind of discuss a little bit of scheduling, and I'll tell you when you need to come back, okay? All right. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about now is just the scheduling, okay? It's gotten to be about 3:30. You all are going to need to do a little more work in terms of State's 14 uniform. So would it be appropriate for me to go ahead and release Mr. Stevens? Till tomorrow morning at 1000 hours. Would that be sufficient, madam?
Yes.
All right. It's my intent tomorrow to tell the jurors to come at 10 for a 10:30 start time. That's just for scheduling, for you all's edification. Okay, so in terms of who else did you have, do we have any more time to call anybody else given the hour? Okay, who do you have that you want to call at this point in time?
Chair Latin.
All right, and how long do you believe Ms. Latner's will take?
30 minutes is hot. Get that one. That's probably 15.
Say again. What is it?
15 to 30 minutes. 15 more likely, but
What is she being called to testify? Is she a professional witness?
she is. She's not.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yes, sir. Mr. Adams.
Can I get a little bit more clarity in terms of what she's a 911 operator, am I correct?
She's not the operator, she's the custodian of records.
Okay, and then is she being called in regards to Act 61 or anything in particular? Her name appears in the discovery numerous times. Just want some clarity.
I'm gonna let Mr. Adams address this, please.
Your Honor, Ms. Ladders is specifically speaking about Act 61 today.
If she's going to be called to dedicate or play the 911 call in Act 61, I believe that the actual person who made that call is Ray Hill. Is being called to testify as well. So I'm curious as to why we need to have Ray Hill and a 911 call as well, or hear from Ray Hill on the 911 call.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Hold on, Mr. Steele. Let me finish, okay?
as I'm sure defense counsel in this honorable court is aware, Ms. Lattner's can authenticate as the custodian of records.
For the call
The
itself?
call itself, yes.
Is there any CAD that's going to go along with it?
There is a CAD, Your Honor, and also there is a radio traffic and the associated CAD recording radio traffic. So Ms. Lattner's is going to those 4 exhibits, which are 1 Victor through 4 Victor, Your Honor.
Okay, and then what about Miss Hill?
Your Honor, Ms. Hill, Monday, she had a child, and so she is going to testify later in the trial. So
Okay,
it's
all right.
kind of an unexpected on that date, and so she's just unavailable right now. But the state wanted to continue with this act, and we plan on calling Ms. Hill in the future when she is able to come.
Okay. All right. So it's for foundation, Mr. Adams. I would suspect that Ms. Latner's is going to give the foundational just for the admission of those 4 documents. I would think that they'll probably have some other testimonies from Ms. Hill to explain those. So.
I would presume so. If Ms. Latner is being called to introduce those documents, and I'm going to presume that we don't have the business record certification if she's custodian, she's actually being called. So if that's the case, if she's introducing those documents, then I have no objection to that. I would certainly have an objection to them simply paying a 911 call if that same person who made the call is going to be coming and testify to that. It would be cumulative. Cumulative in advance, quite frankly.
Are you going to play it now, or are you going to play it when Ms. Hill testifies?
Your Honor, the state is going to play the call now, and Ms. Hill's testimony does not just. She's going to testify more about making the 911 call. So Ms. Hill will not be cumulative of the 3-minute 911 call that Ms. Hill made. She's going to talk about other facts and circumstances that will not be cumulative of the 3 minutes of her 911 call she made.
I'm sure there's other stuff, so that's fine. She was a victim of the robbery. That's fine. But in terms of, I made this call to 911, this is what I said to them. She finally testified to that as well. So then why would we need the 911 call to be played unless it's supposed to for some specific purpose outside of what she said in the testimony? I mean, is it going to be a prior inconsistent statement or a prior consistent statement in advance? That's not necessary.
Your Honor, if I may.
Sure.
Is there an objection to the 911 call, or is there not?
I think you heard of that yes, yes, there's an objection to the 911 call being played at this point. If they intend, as they've said, to have Ray Hill come in and testify about that call that she made, it's simply unnecessary to play it at this point. There's no purpose to it.
Your Honor, if I may, what is the basis of the objection so the state can adequately respond?
Judge,
Sit down. You jumping Mr. Steele. You ain't even on the floor yet, okay? All right, well, you just wait your turn, okay? All right. All right, anything else, Mr. Adams?
No, that's it.
Okay, Mr. Steele, you're next.
Also, and I know maybe it won't be played, but as far as radio traffic, Your Honor, that is confrontation clause. The officers have to testify to it, put in radio traffic, and the ad report is also confrontation clause. Those are formed for purposes of prosecuting or hunting a suspect in this case. Both the CAD report and the traffic between officers. So I will join Brother Adams, but I'm adding to it.
Okay, now, Mr. Matthews, Senior.
Attorney Adams covered improper bolstering. The 911 call that comes in is going to improperly bolster the witness's testimony that she comes to.
Well, here's what you could do. Ms. Latner's could introduce this foundation. You could have they authenticate the documents, and you could have Ms. Hill play it. Because that's her 911 call. What's it going to come in for the 911 call?
Your Honor, the 911 call she makes and the radio traffic that are both being introduced by Ms. Latner's, they play off one another because Christian Ettinger was detained.
What's the purpose of it? Is it a cited evidence? Is it some type of
Yes, Your Honor. It is an excited utterance. It's also a present sense impression because she said that the armed robbery, the carjacking happened 3 minutes before she made the 911 call. And Officer Floyd, who's on the radio traffic and is going to be testifying, he's given present sense impressions. He says, I'm behind the 78 Victor, which is a stolen vehicle. It matches the description that was given, and he's given real-time updates, and he mentions that there's an individual who got out of the car so that officers can respond. And Ms. Latner is going to talk about when a 44 Victor, which is carjacking, comes over the radio, that gets disseminated throughout the city. So it has a direct impact on how APD was able to catch him quickly, and it's just relevant evidence the state wants to introduce about this armed robbery carjacking. And Your Honor, the state would also like to, not that business record search, 911 calls are routinely admitted. Sharon Latner is the custodian of the 911 records. The state feels that she can properly authenticate that this CAD report, this 911 call, this radio traffic, and this CAD report from the radio traffic were made and retained in the proper business of 911 at Atlanta Police Department. She is more than adequately tailored to do that with her position. In regards to the confrontation clause, Your Honor, the radio traffic of officers is in real-time updates. It's not for the purpose of prosecution. It's for the purpose of Atlanta Police Department to properly respond and get information in case an officer is hurt, injured, to be able to detain someone there. It's not for the purposes of prosecution.
Okay.
And it's an ongoing emergency, Your Honor, because until he's detained, that individual had just robbed someone at gunpoint to APD's knowledge, and they want to detain him.
All right. Mr. Adams and Mr. Steele and Mr. Matthews, I'm going to overrule your objections, okay?
So, another thing you're asking.
Well, I don't have to. I mean, you argued, I rule. So. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad.
Let me just say this though. I agree with one thing, or two things they said. Number one, yes, they want it. Number two is a business record, right? And business record has to be introduced for you don't just have to put in a business record and say, here it is.
Sure. They may have other objections that are within it. Sure. Okay. And okay, I would agree with that.
Right. My objection is not a hearsay objection. Right? So excited utterance and present sense of question doesn't come into play. I'm not saying it's hearsay, don't play. I'm saying that it's going to be cumulative.
I'm going to overrule the objection as to cumulative. Okay, sir? I believe that it will not be cumulative of what the state's trying to establish. So we can disagree about that. Anything else, sir?
Let me also add on to the argument I had earlier. What I'd also say is that, again, there is no nexus that's been shown and will be shown. As of right now, we've not heard what this armed robbery, what this 911 call has to do with anything in the indictment, other than it's Act 61, sure. But it is a Act 61 of a RICO conspiracy count that they have to establish or have to make a confirmation showing of any case before about the conspiracy, this person's involved in the conspiracy, and this having to do with the furtherance of the conspiracy. And so again, there's no nexus. Same objections I had to the testimony earlier.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to overrule it. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. Anybody else?
Your Honor, specifically, Mr. Stillwell, I want to make sure we're joining in with Mr. Adams.
All right. So noted, sir. Okay. All right. Let's call Mr. Stevens in and tell him. Did I tell him? I know we have not as of yet. So we probably need to call for our jurors too. So can we summon our jurors, please?
Miss Gladden is not out here, but Miss Gladden is ready. She's walking the halls with her client.
Okay.
Fine.
All right.
I'll text her.
Thank you. Here comes Miss Gladden. Where's your client, Mr. Stevens?
It was just happened down the hall. She must-
Yeah, so I can go ahead and excuse him until tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. Mr. Stevens, we are going to excuse you till tomorrow morning. I'd like you to appear back at 10 o'clock, okay? Just be outside, and then we'll pick up your testimony once we call for you. It'll probably be somewhere between 10:30 and 10:45, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so see you in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, with your permission and concurrence, we're going to take another witness out of order. As I mentioned earlier, that's an acceptable way to take testimony on agreement of all the agreement of the parties. So I'm going to go ahead and call this particular witness, and then once they're done, we're done for the day, okay? All right. Okay, and then I'll tell you what time. I think you probably figured out by the, I'm gonna have you all report for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll get started sometime around 10:30, okay? All right. So your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Continue with that 61 state law.
All right, some of Ms. Ladders, please. Ms. Ladders, good afternoon, madam. If you could please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, if you would be so kind to turn and face Sergeant Ingram and be sworn as a witness, please, before you sit down.
Right, just want to give the truth, the whole truth, more than truth.
I do.
I see. State and spell it.
Sharon Latners, SHARON,
Good afternoon, Ms. Ladner.
Good afternoon.
Can you explain for the jury where you're currently employed?
City of Atlanta Communication 911 Center.
And are you the appropriate business custodian for 911 radio traffic and CAD reports for the City of Atlanta Police Department?
Yes,
And how long have you been in that position?
since 2004.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may, sir.
I'm handing the witness, Your Honor, 1 through 4 Victor. Ms. Ladner, can you review State's Exhibits 1 Victor through 4 Victor and let me know if you have done so? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll start with 1 Victor. What is 1 Victor?
Copy of the 911 calls from that date.
And what is 2 Victor?
The CAD report for the incident on that date.
And what is 3 Victor?
It's a CAD, incident report what also pulled out on this call.
And what is 4 Victor?
The radio tracker for this number 4B.
How do you recognize these items?
They City of Atlanta CAT report and my name is on top, so I print them out.
And are they fair and accurate representation of the 911 call and radio traffic for this incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to admit safety exhibit 1 through 4 Victor.
Any objection, sir?
One quick second.
Sure.
Can I see those, please? Particularly 3 and 4.
You certainly may.
I can't see them all. If you don't.
You said 3 and 4.
Thank you, Ms. Lavender.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. No objection.
All right, state,
Well,
other than it's been previously asked, I'll note that and make a continuing objection, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. Case 1 Victor through 4 Victor admitted, and maybe published as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's going to publish State's Exhibit 2 Victor. Ms. Ladders, I know you testified before. I wanted to ask you about a different date related to this case. Is this the CAD report for this incident? 2 Victor?
That says July 25th. This says May 11th, 2016.
Yeah, the printed date was July 25th, 2016. Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, okay, May 11th. Yes, sir.
And what was the call type and descriptions on the top right? It says 44 Victor carjacking. Can you explain what that means?
44B is a signal that APD used. Carjacking is someone being carjacked from someone taking their car.
And underneath that it says priority 10-minute response. What kind of priority is a 44 Victor carjacking?
There's a priority to which City of Atlanta Police. It's a high priority.
And when this comes in, how is this information disseminated within Atlanta Police Department?
Well, the 911 has codes and we have priority. Priority 1 is officer shot. Priority 2 is something's in progress. A carjack is in progress. So that means call is going to go right over to dispatch so they can get out to the officer.
And Ms. Ladders, what is the date of this call?
May 11, 2016.
And what location did the call come in from?
245 Amer Drive Southwest, apartment 5005.
And what beat and zone is that location?
It's in zone 3 and it's on 307's beat.
Turn it a little bit down the middle under incident time. When was this call received, Ms. Ladders?
The call came in through 911 at 2:48:56 p.m. hours.
And when did the officers arrive?
2:52:37 p.m. hours.
And who was the primary unit who responded to this call?
Unit 3301.
Is that Officer Nicholas Reed?
Yes.
Saying that
What officer, Ms. Ladders, is primary unit 3301?
I'm sorry, Nicholas Reed.
Thank you, ma'am. Turning your attention to page 3 of State's Exhibit 2 Victor, under the CAD narrative, at timestamp 2:49:27 p.m., can you explain what it means when it says just happened, Sierra 78 Papa?
I'm going to object to the prosecution. Well, leading first and testifying.
I'll sustain the objection. You can just rephrase, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ladders, do you see where it says May 11, 2016, 2:49 and 27 seconds?
Yes.
Can you please read and explain what comes after that, if you would, please, ma'am?
The call advised the 911 operator, incident just happened on the carjacking. And the operator asked for lookout on the person, some kind of lookout. And she advised 78 on the 4 black males armed with gun, which is 69 gun. 69 is all sitting, but it means gun.
What does 78 mean?
A lookout.
And after that, can you explain what comes after gun on that and what it means to the jury?
She advised the perch took her 78, which is her vehicle, her black Toyota. And she gave the lookout on one black male, black shirt, one black male, blue jeans, vest, and white shirt, tan pants.
And Ms. Latters, right after that, at 5/11/2016 at 2:50 p.m., there is, can you explain what that means for the jury when it starts with DOT?
Last direction of travel means last time a female or male saw the person, they took a right on Amer Drive, approximately 3 minutes ago.
Thank you, ma'am. And who did this call come from?
Miss Hill.
Thank you, Ms. Latters. Your Honor, at this time, the state's going to publish Case Exhibit 1, Victor.
All right, sir.
Register 625 for the address of the emergency. 245 Mall Drive, Unit 5005, Atlanta, Georgia, 30315. That's 245 Mall Drive, southwest of Unit 5005. Do you need police, fire, or ambulance there? Yes, I need the police. Somebody just robbed me at gunpoint. Alrighty, ma'am. What's your name? They took my car and my purse. They took everything. They took your vehicle as well? Ma'am. Yes, they did. Ma'am, they took my purse. Ma'am, I need you to calm down so I can get some information from you. Were they black, white, or Hispanic? They were black. How many of them? It was like 4. 4 black males? Were they black males? 4 black males. They're in a brown car. Hold on, ma'am. They were armed with guns? Yes. Excuse me. And what's the color, make, and model of your vehicle, please? I have a Toyota Corolla. It's black. A black Toyota Corolla. You know your tag number? No, I don't know my tag number, but they have my pocketbook, they have everything. Hold on for 1 second. All right, do you remember what color shirt and pants they had on? I know the boy had on tan pants, he had a small afro, one had a black shirt. Wait a minute, he had on a black shirt. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, the guy had on a black shirt. Okay. The guy had on a black shirt. And what color pants? The guy who robbed me had on tan pants. No, wait a minute, the driver. What color shirt pants did the driver have on? I couldn't see the pants if he was the driver. Okay, and then so the one who pointed the gun at you, he was a black male. What color was his shirt? His shirt was a blue jean vest. It was white underneath, and he had tan pants. Blue jean vest with a white shirt and then tan pants? Yes. Okay, when they left, which way did they go? When they pulled out, they went right out of the neighborhood. So right onto a mall. Right on the mall to Pryor or Maple Circle. I didn't even get to see which way they went. How long ago was that? This was literally like 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. Okay. And where are you now? You're in the house? Yeah, I'm in my neighbor's house. What's your name? Trontavious Hill. Miss Hill, what's a good callback number for you? What's your phone number? They have my phone, they have everything. Okay, don't worry about it. I have it. 78. Don't worry. 678-608-6544. Alrighty. Somebody's going to come out to you to make that report, ma'am. If you can get your tag number, that'll be very helpful, ma'am. I guess I have to call the license and registration place. No, call your insurance company. They can give you your VIN number over the phone. Okay. Okay. All right. Miss Hill, tell me if you're black, white. Hello? Yes, I'm black. What color shirt and pants are you wearing? I got on brown pants, like capri pants. Okay, what color is your shirt? It's different colors. A colorful shirt? Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll get someone out there for you. Yeah. All right, bye.
Now, Ms. Ladders, was it that time, did or did not that 911 call impact the CAD report that we were just discussing?
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to talk about for Victor. Can you explain in general, the state will publish for Victor. Now, this CAD report, Ms. Lattner, can you explain when it indicates it was self-initiated? This CAD report.
Unit 3309 advised his dispatcher to hold him out on a 54, which is a suspicious person, suspicious car, at Cleveland Avenue and Macon Drive.
And who is Unit 3309?
Wesley Floyd.
And what day did this call that Officer Floyd put in come in?
May 11, 2016.
And when was it received by KPD 911?
3:37:57 p.m. hours.
Now, the status at the top, and this is call type description. What is a 41 India auto accident injury?
He advised his dispatcher to change the 54 to an auto accident. Call ended up being an accident.
And what beat and zone was this call originated from?
Zone 3, 310's beat.
And what was the location?
Cleveland Avenue at Macon Drive, Southeast Atlanta.
Your Honor, going to publish State's Exhibit 3, Victor.
On the radio.
309.
Hey, I'm behind the 44V.
What's your location?
Gonna be used Polo Rock and Bicknell.
Polo Rock and
So he's taking a right on the Macon Drive.
I copy it right on Macon Drive. Any units in the air?
I can see him on order. Hold on. Please sit on around.
Are you?
We're Macon headed towards Cleveland.
I copy on Macon towards Cleveland. Tell me the Ballet Toyota Corolla, correct?
Same phone with that Georgia tag on it.
Are you? So now, where you now?
2345, show me a route.
309, where?
Can I have the airplane? I am going to Macon Drive south down to Cleveland Avenue. Doing approximately 60 miles per hour.
Southbound on Macon.
Radio, he is 41 at Macon and Cleveland with a silver vehicle.
I copy 41 at Macon and Cleveland.
3396, I just copy traffic.
309, did you stop or kept on? Raising 3309, did you stop or keep on?
Not myself, and 3313 Riverwood, straight from on foot. Black male, blue, the same 78 from the call radio.
I copy.
Radio 410 this way. Radio perfect set up. 38. He's running back towards Cleveland radio. Towards Cleveland and I'm not sure what house it says. Well, yellow house of Cleveland by Cleveland and Macon.
Yellow House, Cleveland and Macon.
Same phone copy and now. 13, I got him. One black male in custody. We're going to be at Lois Lane, Cleveland Avenue.
3313, Lois Lane, Cleveland Avenue. One black male in custody, 15-4.
Hey, anyone else out there? No, you're the only one I saw bail from the car. 3396, I copy that. Starting for that location radio. I got you up.
96 firm, time on 2527. 3309.
Ms. Lathers, is this audio we just heard, what does it come from? Is it a cell phone, is it radio? What generates what we just heard?
Comes from the radio, police radio.
And when it describes a 44 Victor, behind a 44 Victor, what does that mean in APD code for categories?
Carjacking person.
And when they mentioned he just 41 at Macon and Cleveland, what does that indicate?
He had an accident.
And it references the same 78 in the call. What does that mean to have the same 78?
What he means is when we get a carjacking, the operator, 911 operator gives that information out. So every dispatcher, we have 6 zones in Atlanta. Every dispatcher on each one of those zones give it out to all the officers in Atlanta. So they, in case they see the car, they know what's going on with that car. So they radio in and say, we see the carjacking from that location.
Thank you, Ms. Lather. One brief moment. Ms. Ladders, I just have one last question. Going back to case exhibit 2, Victor.
He was cleared the next day, May the 12th, 2016 at 06:31 a.m. hours.
And what does a clear call mean?
Univised, he completed his report. He cleared the scene.
No further questions. Thank you, Ms. Ladders. Cross.
Lathers? Good afternoon, ma'am. How you doing?
Finding you, sir.
I am good. You are the custodian of records for APD, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Previously worked in DeKalb?
I've been with the city 33 years, sir.
Okay. All right. You were not the person who took this call, right?
Right.
All right. Your testimony is essentially explaining what's on the CAD report and authenticating that 911 call that was made that we heard a little while ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. You were not tasked with, you weren't involved in this. You didn't have anything to do with the investigation or anything like that.
No.
Okay. What you know from reviewing the records and what you've been here to testify about is that there was apparently a carjacking that was called in on May the 11th of 2016. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did I write down correctly that the call comes in at about 2:48 in the afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm gonna jump ahead and then come back because I remember you said something close to the end of your testimony about when it was cleared. You said it was cleared on May the 12th. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The next day
Yes.
at 6:31 in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, so help me or help us understand that. Does that mean that whoever was charged with investigating the case noted it as cleared the next day, or what does that mean exactly?
That means around that time, the lead officer who handled this report advised his dispatcher that he has code 17.
Okay.
So that means he has cleared the scene, put him in code 17.
Okay. Cleared the scene.
the scene of the incident itself?
No, wherever he's doing, he can be in his office, he can be a juvenile, cleared, code 17.
Okay, so we know the call came in at about 2:48,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We know that sometime shortly thereafter, one of the officers, I guess the one who we heard on the CAD, on the radio traffic, gets behind that Toyota Corolla, right? We know that, right?
2 different officers.
Okay, and then we know that at 6:30 the next morning, whoever is in charge of either this investigation or this incident marks it as cleared, right?
Code 1723.
1723. Okay, who's the person that entered that notification that it was cleared?
Whoever the lead officer is.
Okay, who was that?
It shows 3301 was the person she dispatched the caller to. So that's Officer Nicholas Reed.
Nichols Reed, right? Okay. So, tell me if I heard this correctly. The police radio traffic referenced that they were behind a Toyota Corolla, right?
Yes.
And that then he was in pursuit on foot of a black male, right?
In the woods, yes.
In the woods. And then shortly after that, fairly shortly, the officer reports that they have a black male in custody, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any information in the CAD or given anywhere in the radio traffic as to the identity of that person who was taken into custody on that day?
No, sir.
Okay. Is it customary that they would not put that information? Is that something that's disseminated somewhere else?
They don't put that over the air, sir.
Okay. All right. But it's clear, though, from the radio traffic that somebody, right, was arrested on that day for that carjacking.
He advised he had one in custody.
Okay. Now, the initial 911 call made reference to the woman was talking about multiple individuals in a car. You remember that?
She said 4 people, sir.
Right. And I think at some point the 911 operator was asking her for descriptions and so forth, right?
Yes.
And I think, tell me if you heard this, that the caller made reference to the person who carjacked her being a black male, right?
Yes.
Dressed in, I think she said, a blue vest with a white shirt underneath. Is that right?
It says on this report, I don't remember what it said, but right here it says, operator typed it in.
Mm-hmm.
She advised she was in a couple of position, gun. Black male, black shirt, then a black male, blue jean, vest with a white shirt, tan pants.
Okay. So we got description, I think, of 2 people, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Yes, sir.
Black shirt, blue jeans, blue vest, white shirt, tan pants, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so that's at least 2 people, but multiple people in the car. But the officer makes reference to one person being arrested later on. One person being taken into custody. Am I right about that?
Yeah, advised he had one in custody.
All right, got you. Okay, so tell me if you know this, is there a separate either detective's report or police report that would have the name and identity of the person who was taken into custody? Would that be somewhere?
It should be on the officer report,
Okay.
not the CAD.
Okay, so the officer, as far as you know, because you're the custodian of records, should have prepared a report, right, that would then become part of this case file, for lack of a better word.
I'm custodian of records for 911 Center, the CAD report. I'm not custodian of records for the officer report, 2 different systems.
Okay, got you. Okay, so you don't know anything about, well, let me finish the question. You don't know anything about the police report or any information that would be in a police report, a detective's report, or anything like that, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you receive any, was there any additional radio traffic other than what we heard? You heard from one officer. Any other radio traffic come in for this call?
911 and police radio is recorded 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
This was 2016, so I can't advise you because we don't have the audio anymore.
Okay,
After 5 years, we don't have to keep those audio. They purge on their own.
okay. So do you know whether or not there was any other radio traffic surrounding this incident that we just don't have?
It should be radio traffic from the carjacking.
Okay,
When the dispatcher dispatches unit out to that location.
okay. And that would be the communication between the radio dispatcher and the officers that are being dispatched, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's not what we heard a little while ago.
You heard the chase from unit 3309 when he pulled out on the vehicle.
Okay. All right, now this is back in 2016, and I understand you weren't the one who took the call, right? You just essentially pulled these records for use in this trial.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. It would be fair to say that you don't know, you have no personal knowledge of what, if any, connection this incident from 2016 has to do with any individual here in this courtroom. You don't know that.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
Can you redirect, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, may Ms. Ladner's be permanently or temporarily excused? Or anybody else have an examination? Okay.
Temporarily, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Ladner's, I'm going to temporarily excuse your witness. You're free to go about your usual duties and avocation. Just don't discuss your testimony with anybody except returns in this case, okay? Thank you, madam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, consistent with my earlier directives, I think we have come to the conclusion of today's testimony. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recess you all for the evening and have you come back tomorrow morning for 1,000 hours, and then we'll start around 10:30, okay? All right, any ministerial inquiry with me?
No, sir.
All right, okay, well, remember all the admonitions that I told you and will continue to repeat to you. In particular, for you not to have any conversations amongst each other. Carry notepads in the back. Also, don't let anybody talk about this case in your presence or hearing, and if anybody should try and approach you about this case or violate any of my admonitions, you would need to let myself and Sergeant Abel know immediately, okay? All right. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen, your continued patience. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, okay? All right.
Well, squad. Well, squad, there you have it. I was gonna get a chance to see our boy Dick on the board today. In the stand, rather. But apparently, the judge decided to relieve him today. But what they said yesterday is that they were going to be questioning him because all his inconsistent statements that he had been making. And again, like I say, man, you know, it seemed like Tick been trying to play both ends against the middle. Now, he done told their state that he finna come in there and inform them and give them all the information they need in order for him to stay out here on the streets, right? But you know, you get in there and your co-defendant is staring you right in your face. And he had what, 4 co-defendants staring him in his face. His nerves seem to be a little rattled. But I tell you what, Tick, you don't get a state what they want. I got a way of getting it up out you, bro. It's been a YSL RICO trial. I am Mr. Follow-Up. And of course, if you didn't know, this is Fly High Productions. the like button for me. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. The notification bell while you're there. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a video like this. And on that note, I'm out. Squad up.
My nights in a ballroom. Liquor was the only love I've known.